all know, Creative Morning is a very interesting section where we get to meet ourselves, we get to learn new things from great speakers. And today we shall be having a very great speaker in our midst, Mr. Olumide Glowville. Please, a round of applause for him.
So today we're going to be talking about something critical that basically defines how you live your life, right? How you become a better person, a better professional, and how you can be of more value to yourself and to the world around you. So this morning, I want it to be as interactive as possible, right? And I want us to, at the end of this whole session, I want to be able to have dropped something in your heart that just causes you to leave this place, willing to change at least one thing about yourself, right? Because character development is not something, you don't just wake up one morning and assume a new character. Say, and that's why I don't judge people. Say, oh, this guy is always angry. There has to be something, right? Or this guy is fun. This guy is always happy. There has to be something. It didn't just happen for that person. And you can't just tell a person who naturally is a kind of way to just change, right? It has to be an intentional thing, and it takes a while. It takes sometimes years, right? Sometimes months, sometimes even you might never even achieve it. But when you live in that consciousness that I want to be a better person, you would naturally see yourself becoming better over the years. So, yeah, the topic is character, the definition of you. So let's do a quick exercise, right? I'm going to go around. I'll ask you for your name. I'll ask you about what you do. And I'll ask you to tell me one thing you like about yourself and one thing you don't like about yourself. But tell me like a story. Do you get? Like, you're telling me a story about you. So, my name is Olumide. I'm a marketing executive. I like the fact that I can be creative out of nothing, but I also hate the fact that I have to work every day. Do you get? So, I don't want you to just bring everything together. You know, creative people, you have to work every day. Anybody can come up with anything, and you have to respond to it. Right? It's like a footballer saying, I don't want to train, but I want to play at the end of the week, right? That's just how it is. So I want you to tell me, yourself, what you do, what you like about yourself, and one thing you just don't like.
So my name is Lola. I'm a digital marketer and content strategist.
Oh, beautiful.
One thing I really like about myself is I can be very determined.
Nice.
And I figure that I'm a soul loser. So I really, I don't like the fact that it can really ruin my mood for the whole day if I want to achieve something, I plan to achieve something and I do achieve it.
Oh, nice. You are a digital marketer who is determined but can be a soul loser sometimes, right? So you are going to see how everything comes together. Okay. David, yeah.
I'm not working, I'm saying so.
Good, man. I'll give anything to go back to. So I'll make certain decisions again. But don't worry, you are coming. You are coming. What do you like about yourself right now, David?
I like the fact that I'm nice.
You're nice. Ah, nice. Good. Okay. What do you not like about yourself right now?
I don't eat better on myself.
That's the thing about nice people. They can't find faults in anything. That's good. Let's go on. Yeah.
My name is Joseph. I'm currently unemployed because I'm in between school and service.
Okay.
What do I like about myself? A lot of things. I don't know which one to pick.
Pick the favorite one.
I like the fact that I have phases of concentration.
Okay.
How do I explain it? Okay, I just like the fact that I procrastinate a lot. However, when I say I want to do something, I was like...
Okay. Nice. Nice. So you can decide when you really want to get something done and just be dogged until it's done.
Those weekends are usually the most.
And that's one thing you like about yourself. Wow. So what are the things you don't like about yourself?
I procrastinate a lot.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, it's quite connected. You procrastinate a lot, which is your default being. But when you decide not to be default, you can get anything done. That's nice. Okay, cool. So what I have actually first noticed in this is that some of us find it difficult to articulate what we like about ourselves. We have to think. We have to think. But to talk about what you don't like, it doesn't stress you. Why do you think that happens? Why do you think that we are more in tune with our negative parts than with our positive? Human nature, are you sure? So there are two critical things. First is self-awareness. If you are self-aware, you would know your best, your strengths. There's one thing they call SWOT. You know SWOT analysis, if your strengths, your weakness, your opportunities, and your threats, right? If you are self-aware, you would know your strengths, and it will help you build on it every time. That's why, when they say, don't say sorry, rather say thank you. So instead of say, sorry, I'm late, a self-aware person is not going to say, sorry, I'm late. Going to say, thank you for your patience. Because you don't want to play up your weaknesses, but you rather want to play up your strengths. So naturally, you should be able to speak about your strengths in the moment of weakness. So you are under pressure, and then you can't think of at that moment you realize that you can't think of anything else apart from how am I going to make sure this thing does not fall? Rather than you say, how am I going to use my strengths to face this situation? And that's where character building comes in. Character building basically helps you to be more aware of your strengths in any situation, be it a psychological, physical, moral, whatever. It's about you. That's why if you look at the story of Jesus, most of us are Christians here, right? When Jesus wants to face a situation, he does not face it from a position of weakness. It's a position of strength. If you have faith, do you understand? You get, it is from a position of strength. You play to a situation from your position of strength. But humans, as we are, we always have to deal with feedback every day. People always want to show you your weakness. But a self-aware person comes to life every day, every morning with, I am capable, I am confident, I got this, right? Because people will tell you, oh, you didn't do it well. You should not hear, I didn't do it well. I can get better, right? It is not what people tell you that defines you. It is what you accept for yourself that defines you, right? Training your mind to the point where you are able to, determine how you respond to situations. And that's where the mental side of character comes in. Now to the moral side of character. The moral side of character is, who are you when no one is watching? You get, who are you when no one is watching? Are you actually as nice as you say you are? Are you actually as determined as you say you are? Are you actually as focused, as hardworking as you say you are? Or you just hide? I've done one social experiment at the office before. 2 people. I gave them the same kind of job. I know that this job naturally would take 3 to 4 hours, right? If you decide to work hard at it. But if you decide to work smart at it, it should take you just 1 hour. Both of them, for the first week, they decided to be working hard, and they were turning it back in 3 hours. 3 hours, 30 minutes, 4 hours. Fine. And then I picked one of them, right? And I thought, the way to work smart at it. And I left her. Just one person. By the beginning of the second week, the person started turning it in 1 hour, right? The other one was still working. You now know the problem. The one that turned it in 1 hour, when she finishes, she's watching the other person who is still working. She can't do anything again. 2 hours of nothing. She doesn't know what to do with her life. So she's like, why am I finishing this thing so fast? It's like this person is doing something better than me. So she stopped returning. She would have finished since 1 hour. She will now just be scribbling, waiting, so that when that person is almost done, that's when she too should come and submit, so that it will not look as if she's not doing anything, so that people will say she's not serious. Do you see that's how many of us actually are? You can do a lot better with yourself, but because we are conditioned to believe that if you are not busy, you are not productive. And that's why he said character is about knowing who you are. As a moral person, what are my values? Do you have values? Have you thought about it? What are the values that drive me as a person? We work in the office to build relationships, to maintain relationships. And most of these relationships are going to be centered around your core as a person, your values. Who are you? Are you a trustworthy person? Are you a loving person? Are you disciplined? Are you a team worker? Do you believe in equity? Do you believe in justice? What are your values? If you don't have values, you can't have character. We should start becoming self-aware to say, who am I right now? You can be the worst person in the world. There is nothing wrong with that. It just means that you are a work in progress. Give yourself 6 months to become self-aware, and you will. Write down what ticks you. What are the things that make you happy? Discover your strength first. You don't have to discover everything first. And you can discover this at any stage. You could be a good writer. You could be a good orator. You could be a good thinker. You could be a good organizer. Look, God did not give you any gift so that it can be wasted. So how does it relate to you as a person? I think I've said a lot. Your character consists of the mindset you have towards the challenges you face in your career. Every day you wake up in Nigeria, in life, is a challenge. And that's why I said this world is conditioned to show you your worst side. But your mindset must be right at all times for you to say, this is who I am, and this is how I'm going to respond to this situation. You get? So it's important that you come to life ready. Don't come to life. So I was driving one day, I think I was on Falomo Bridge, and my back tire just went off. No, it didn't go off. The tire deflated. It just made one big sound. Boom! And then what saved me in that moment was that, okay, I'd just been driving for maybe 6 months or thereabout then. But I knew that before I started driving, I see people on the roadside, they have to bring out their distance and change their tires and everything. And every time I drive, I'm like, one day this thing will happen to me. What thing I go do? I've always been, So I prepared myself in advance. So one day if I'm driving and I hear, boom, what am I going to do? Will I panic? What if there is nobody around to help me? What will I do? So I prepared from point A to point Z in my head before it even became a reality. So when it happened, my first instinct was, Jesus, 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 Jesus. I was shaking. And then I remember, I've thought about this thing before. So I just slowed down. I parked. I came down, rolled my sleeves, and I changed the tire, and I went my way. But if you have never really bothered about that kind of situation before, what do you think will happen? Hey, Jesus. You call your pastor. You call everybody. In fact, you can even go to church and make testimony that the devil, you get, because you are not happening to life. You are letting life happen to you. And that's where character comes in. Character is your ability to surmount challenges. Character is, you have now been thrown a challenge. How do you respond to it to become, victorious? So let's move on. Now, spending time working on your strengths and weakness is a good time well spent because it defines the very core of who you are. Now, look at this. It reflects on the perception of others about you. we know people around us that we just see them as calm, no matter what is happening. Oh, this guy don't go shake. Oh. Do we respect them or do we hate them for it? And that is basically them building a top-notch perception about themselves, right? So it reflects on the perception of others about you and determines your reputation. Who are you? How do people see you, right? And then how do you see yourself? They are very, very key things. So if you can achieve this, you're on your way to tremendous success. And I'm going to show you as we go on, please. So how does this reflect in your daily work? Now, your character will definitely reflect in your work ethic. If you have bad character, you will have a bad work ethic. And if you have good character, you will have a good work ethic. What's work ethic? The attitude you display to your job. If lateness is your value as a person, you will turn in your deliverables late. And it will not look like a big deal to you. Shebi Sheni, should I kill myself? Right? But that's because you don't have that character. You get that allows you to do work as and when due. Do you get? So it will definitely reflect in your work ethic, which will also reflect in how your colleagues relate with you, how they perceive you, how they work with you. Now at work, there are natural ways in which characters are shown, such as integrity. I've said it before. Let people, when you say good morning, don't let them go and be checking the time again to be sure that we're actually still in the morning. When your boss says, can you get this done in 2 days? Don't try to do over-sabi. Don't try to do eye service. Don't try to do pass yourself and say, even in 1 day, I will get it done. Because trust is a currency. And most of us do not come with so much. Some of us have only one chance. Some of us have two. Some of us have three at most. The moment your boss tells you to do something, and you agree with your boss that you can turn it in at a particular time, and you don't, you have spent one of your coin. That trust coin. So the next time your boss is saying, can you do it in 2 days? And you say, I can do it in 2 days. Take 3. That's how you know that your boss does not trust you anymore. How you will know that you are not, you don't have value is when you want to be who you say you are, and the situation is not allowing you, and then you say, okay, let me join them. If I can't beat them, let me join them. Then you don't have value. If you are not disciplined with your time at work, you are only going to get less than 50% of the job that you can actually do. There was a time in my office, I used to do all my week works. By Wednesday, I'm done. Thursday and Friday, I just come to the office to come and disturb people from doing their own work. Because Monday to Wednesday, if you come to my desk, I will not answer you. I make sure I get everything done. And the things I need to do on Thursday or Friday, I schedule them. It's automated, something like that. So I come on Thursday just to come to the office to come, and that's when I'm ready to talk about Peter Obi and Bat. But you, by Thursday, Friday, you are rushing to meet up with all the tasks you couldn't do since Monday. You see that there are two different people. I can go into my weekend on a very calm note. You have to rush against time so that by Saturday you say, this week has been stressful. Man, I just need to rest this weekend. But actually, if you did your job at an even pace, you will not feel that stressed. Do you get? So it shows basically in how you do your work, your character. Who do you say you promised your company 8 or 7 hours of work every day? Do you do 8 to 7 hours of work every day? Or you do 1 hour of break so that you can eat lunch, another 1 hour to discuss and gossip, or another 1 hour to first rest from the traffic? What does it mean to have a strong and positive character? So this is where all the admonition, how do you then go from who you are right now to who you really want to be? Of course, compassion. It starts with showing compassion. Compassion is the ability to understand or show empathy towards other people, right? Or other situations that you have around you. Compassion towards your work or to your office or to your business or to your oga is that you do, if I don't do this job, this company cannot grow and they can't continue to pay my salary because I'm collecting armed robber salary. So if they are going to pay me this money, I have to do my job. You have to show compassion to other people. When someone is doing things against you, your first reaction out of compassion should not be, I have to do my own back. What is this person going through something? Because this is not normal. These are like some of the key things I want you to start building. And that's why I'm calling them out one after the other. Be honest, right? Take what you can. Don't bite more than you can chew. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with other people. Self-discipline. I've talked about you not following them to join the bandwagon, no matter how tempting it is. If you don't have self-discipline. So these are not basically what necessarily makes you a good person, but it builds a habit in you. You get? It builds that habit such that it is now instinctive. You don't have to be thinking about certain things before you do certain things anymore. It's when you are still growing and then they will tempt you with something, you think about it. But when you have grown to a point, like I said, some people, only 5 naira, they are falling. But some people, their ceiling is 200 million. And some people, they don't even have ceiling. Nothing, there is nothing you give to them. They built themselves to that point. So these are like the building blocks to having a strong and positive character. You have to determine, who do I really want to be? Do I want to stand on my feet for the truth, right? Or I want to bend my knee to, So how do you build it? Of course, be humble in your assessment of yourself. Don't overestimate yourself. And as you grow, don't feel like I have achieved. There is always a lot more. Like I said, the ceiling always gets higher. If you're able to resist 10,000 naira corruption today, just know that that's your level. Remain humble because 100K will show. And then they will test you, right? If you're able to resist that, to know that 1 million is coming. So like I said, if you're able to beat at any level you are as a human being, remain humble. There is always much more to achieve. Live out your principles and values. Like I said, if you don't have values, you are nothing. You are not human, as far as I'm concerned. Be intentional, of course. You have to always wake up every morning ready to happen to life. Don't let life happen to you. Most of the things that happen to us in life is because we are not prepared. If you live your life afraid, everything you fear will be attracted to you. So live free. Live free. Live your life selflessly. Live like you will lose this life anyways. So maybe I just have 2 more days. Let me do what I want to do. Do it now. Simple. Be intentional about your goals. What do you want? I was watching a video yesterday. I even have it on my phone. I would have just loved to. The person was talking about that there is nothing like luck. And yes, I should say this. There is nothing like luck in life. For every action you take, right, it leads you towards something. So, let's say, for example, what would you like to become in the next 5 years? Chief Marketing Officer. Now, look at this. She is where she is right now as a digital marketing officer, and she wants to be a Chief Marketing Officer. Luck would be she wakes up tomorrow and she's walking on the street, and one MTN Oga just sees and says, Lola, you are looking so beautiful. Would you like to be a Chief Marketing Officer? And she says, yes. I say, come in. I'm going to make you a Chief Marketing Officer. That is luck. But does it happen? Does that kind of thing happen? Maybe in the dream, right? But what would naturally happen is, from where you are now to being a Chief Marketing Officer, There are like 7 million possible ways. You can go either like this, go 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 like this, and then come here. You can go, come here. You can go like this, go like this, go like this, come here. There are like 7 different ways you can be. Now, for every action you take, maybe if you live here today and you decide that I need to go and do my CIM, that action you have taken activates several other points that will lead you to this point. Some will be longer, some will be shorter. Yet, perhaps in the process, because you did CIM, you're going to be in class with people who are also on the same path, who may also be connected to some other reality. So maybe you meet a colleague who works in Nestle, and then you're talking, and both of you form bond as friends, CIM class. And then he says, there is a new opening in my office, so would you like to apply? You see that you have activated one point of leaving your position where you are now to something that draws you closer to this. From being Nestle, you are working with other brands, you are working with people, you are meeting people, you are attending industry events. It means you are moving. It could be from one of your industry events that you now meet somebody who decides that, look, you are too smart for Nestle. Come and join me at PwC. And you go from point this to point this. And maybe at PwC, you do 3 years and then promote you. Some people will call it luck. But you actually needed to take certain action for that to happen. Do you get? Well, or some other people, you just be here, I want to be a chief marketing officer. You are just saying it, I want to be a chief marketing officer. I want to be a chief marketing officer, right? And you are hoping that in the office that you are, you'll be a chief marketing officer one day. There is a chief marketing officer in the office, so he has not died. He has not said his work. He has not said he's tired of his work. And there are several people before you, so you're hoping that you just move, let me come. And your journey is going to be very long. You are taking action too. You are moving small. But there are other strategic ways to move that can lead you closer to your goals. So there is really nothing like luck in life. Anything you want in life, go for it. In the process of going for it, you might activate one button that will push you faster than every other thing. But if you see an opportunity, be ready to take it. Don't wait for luck, because there is nothing like luck. Do you get? So yeah, be intentional, right? Practice self-discipline. Always sometimes put yourself in the way of temptation just to see your level. Sometimes just put yourself. But always have an escape button, I beg. Don't say that. Always have an escape button, right? But it helps you to test the depths of your character. You get? It helps you to know how mature you are as a person, how you can even trust yourself before others can begin to trust you. And, of course, be accountable. So now, I wanted to say something. I saw one caption somewhere. They say, do what is right, not what is easy. Have you seen that before? Have you heard about it before? When you say do what is right, not what is easy, it simply means what is easy is the wrong thing. Absolutely. It means anything you see that is easy in life, run away from it. Right? Go and look for that thing that is hard. And that's why I said people appreciate hard work. Let me give you an example, right? I think some months ago, I had an issue with my AC, right? It was just not cooling. So I called this guy, the guy who fixes it. And then he came, and then he just asked me a few questions, and he went and he did something at the back, and he told me to put it on, and it was cooling. Within 3 minutes. And then when he did it, I was like, kilo chassis. He said, I just touched something. I'm like, He said, how much is my bill? 10,000. So I said, yeah. You just touched one thing now. Say, Ogana, how much will they pay? Because I had to pay grudgingly. The next time there was issue, it was the same guy they sent. So the guy said, he looked at it, he said, Oga, I go guys bring this thing down. So I was like, okay, bring it down. Do you know the guy brought it down? It was not the same problem. Oh. He dismantled, he spent like 1 hour. He charged me 15,000. Who lost? It's like also something I read in a book. You know, NASA, something happened in NASA. They had issues. They didn't know who was going to solve it, and it was affecting their plan to launch into. And then there was one man that they could get who said, okay, he knew what to do. So he got there. When he got there, he asked for a hammer, and then he hit it on what they were doing 5 times. And then he told them to start the engine, and the engine started. And then they asked him for his price. He said he wants $100,000. I said, for what? You just eat this. He said, the eating is $1. But the knowledge of what to do is the $999,000. So you see that sometimes the right thing is the easy thing. But people don't appreciate. And that's where your character has to come in. In whatever situation, be yourself. You have called somebody to do a job. Forget about how they get it done. The job is done. Pay them. So that you will promote more people being honest with you. People don't appreciate abstract work. They appreciate physical work. So put some physicality to your abstractness, and people will appreciate you for it. So imagine the man who came to knock this thing. He did not touch anything. He just said, guys, the law of this is this. He first gave them 2 hours lecture. And then he says, the simple solution is to get force on this. So get me a hammer. And he does the first one, boom. And this one, boom. By the time he's doing the 5th one, and he says, put it on, everybody will clap. Hey! Because they feel like he has done work. That's how thinkers rule the world. That's why Steve Jobs will first tell you story before he sells Apple to you, and everybody wants to use iPhone today. Do you get? Thinkers, as I said, lazy people, they are the ones who make the most money. Hardworking people, they make the least money. You get? But like I said, doing what is right over what is easy for you will be for you to just go to the next situation and go and do some work and then charge money. What is right for you is to see, how do I, make this situation favor me without me compromising my values. But what I always say is, do what has the highest possible positive impact on you and others. Think about, what will I do in this situation that will come to a possible positive impact on you, the person I'm working for, and myself. So imagine you go to the next place and you show them the presentation I talked about. They respect you more as a professional, and you have solved their problem. And you didn't have to compromise. It's just simple. So don't say because you went somewhere and you did the good job and they paid you in peanuts, you are going to go somewhere and do a bad job and collect more money. The person you collected money for is not a fool. They will just not call you back again. And who has lost? And guess what is the best marketing? Best form of marketing? Referral, word of mouth. So if you continue to present yourself as that consummate professional, you get more and more jobs. And then you become better for it. Of course, be accountable. Surround yourself with people who have high expectations. If you cannot do that, my brother, my sister, if you are the best human being among your friends, you are the worst. Because they will definitely influence you at some point. Right? So surround yourself with people who can hold you to higher standards of yourself. So if you really want to grow, like we have talked about, have an accountability partner, have a mentor, have somebody who both of you have decided, let's drive each other to be better human beings. It's always good when you don't do it alone. Do it with people. Be accountable to someone, and you see that you get better results. Why is it important to build a strong character? So that you can see that you are not just doing this for nothing. Trust. Buy more trust currencies for yourself. Character gives you influence, of course. See, if you want to become a leader in life, have influence. Have influence. What's influence? Influence means I can talk to you. You can listen to me. And how do you make people listen to you? It's when you prove yourself to be who you are. I respect that guy. I like that guy. You have charisma. That's influence. There was a company I worked. The way they used to choose who is the team lead is they will call each person to a small interview. If you could choose a leader for this team, who will it be? You just mention a name apart from yourself. It is whoever everybody calls most that becomes the team lead. So imagine that you are the worst person in the team. Nobody's ever going to mention your name. And in such cases, it's the person with the most influence on others that usually emerges, because leadership is all about influence. I can work with my peers. I can work with my superior. If I have influence over them, I will get them to do what they have to do. But if I don't have influence over them, they will all be putting their superiority or seniority over me, saying, look at this small boy talking to me anyhow. Do you get? But if you have built your character to a certain extent, even a small boy will lead millions of old men. You get? Character maintains successes, of course. One of the greatest tests of your character is not even when you fail. It's when you succeed. Because pride can set in. Oh, come on, I've done this before. Come on, it's a piece of cake. And then, that's when you fall. You get? So character means you have to maintain yourself, who you are. Whether you are failing or whether you are succeeding. Remain hungry, remain humble, remain curious. Right? Character sustains in tough times, of course. When you are going through your lowest moment. Is that the moment you compromise? Or is that the moment you look at your strength and build on it? And character opens doors of opportunities for you. And character shows in your career in the successes that you've been able to achieve over a period. And if there's one thing I should leave with you, if you're a career person here, don't let a week go by without writing down one key thing you achieved that week. It is good for your CV because it's easy to forget. It's very easy to forget. All those things you do, all the times you won, it's very easy to forget. So always write your achievements down. Always write it down. Always. Because that is how you build your own strength of character for yourself. Say, look, I've done this before. I can do it again in this situation. Nothing is going to shake me. You get? So always write it down. Always remind yourself, I've done this before. I can do it again. Do you get? So it shows in your career projection too. Oh, you worked here, you achieved this. You worked there, you achieved this. People see that there is some level of consistency, so they trust you with bigger opportunities. And then that's how you grow. Thank you very much. So final words. Good character is not formed in a week or a month. I've said it before. It is created little by little, day by day. Protracted and patient effort is needed to develop good character. So don't put yourself under pressure. Even if you are the worst person on earth right now, you are a work in progress. It is not going to happen in a week or in a month or sometimes in a year. Little by little, you train your mental and your moral self. Self-awareness, I've talked about it. And what? Having your own values. What's your value? You might not know it now, but go and develop one. Right? What is my value? Who am I as a person? And then am I self-aware? Do I know my strengths? Do I know my weaknesses? Do I know the opportunities available to me? And what is my biggest threat? Or what are my threats? Do you get? May God help everybody. So, questions?
I don't know. I want to start by apologizing for coming late. Even though you say thank you for your patience. It's actually centered around my question. I say more of I am sorry.
Yeah, Nigerians say that. Sorry, please, can I pass? Why?
Not that everybody's that's not the translation. Yeah. And my question is, I don't know if it is maybe because of I prefer to stay as an unconventional person, but then you had mentioned this scenario that I've just stated, that it's better to say thank you.
It's better to approach a situation from a position of strength, right?
There might knowledge of myself,
Yeah.
going back to being self-aware, is you deal with people who you know, for instance, you tell them, thank you for having delayed them. They still wait to hear, I'm sorry. Do you understand? I'm
No,
sorry for coming.
if a person demands an apology, right?
Not like they demand.
Yeah, of course, people, they have non-verbal ways of communication. Like you can see that this person, so I come into a meeting, I'm obviously late. Oh my God, I'm sorry, I apologize. But seriously, thank you for your patience. Do you get? You can see from their eyes that they are not, you get? So what I want you to do is don't keep saying sorry. So you see, some people will come in, sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm late, please, let's just get started. And then be like, sorry that we have to start late, but this is what I'm trying to say. I'm so sorry that we did. You just keep saying sorry. It makes you look weak.
Okay, so what I was actually just looking for is to figure if that statement is like...
No, the statement is not wrong.
Standard,
No, it's not standard.
depending on...
Yeah, it just, you need to take control of the situation, right? Saying sorry is normal. You have to say sorry when you are wrong, right? But don't dwell on being sorry. So the thing is, there is a way to lose trust currency and gain trust currency back. You get, you've come late, you've made an impression that this guy can be, you have to find a way to make it up without groveling or rolling on the floor. So maybe something about your presentation that makes it look like, look, this must be what this guy was working on that made him come late. So they are willing to say, okay. And then the next time, come earlier than every other person. Do you get? That's just it. So the moment you've done that, you have bought your trust currency back. But you come late the first time, you come late the second time, even if the word fell down where you are coming from, nobody's going to trust you again to come late the third time. You get? So that's why I said, as we work, as we live, we need to be conscious, be self-aware. Do I have enough trust currency with this person, or have I burnt all my bridges or all my chances with this person, right? And that's why about relationships, you never slam a door that you think you will not need again, right? Don't slam doors on relationships. Say, I'm leaving this office. These people, they've done me so bad. You say, I'm not even going to give you guys 1 month notice. Get away, keep your money, go. You don't know when you need that office again, right? Maybe your new employer will just call you, you've been with us for like 1 month now. We need to do some background check. Let's just go to we're going to be sending an email to your previous employer to send you some kind of recommendation. And you're like, yay. What's in law?
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks for your understanding. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you once again. A round of